in New Jersey. It's week 1 of the NFL on EA Sports.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They will be led out by their now 44-year-old quarterback playing in his 22nd NFL season. Unbelievable. The great Tom Brady.
Well, we've all seen what Tom Brady can do on a football field for a couple of decades now. But how about his most impressive accomplishment? Moving to a different franchise and taking the...
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way home for a Bronco score. Jerry Jeudy, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Broncos are on the board here first in the season opener. We thought they may be a quick strike offense this season. That is lightning quick. Not bad for the first drive of the year.
That has to actually exceed expectations, doesn't it? Because most teams want to be a quick strike offense. They want to score as quickly as possible and run a defense into submission. What they have to understand is, while they got it done there, long way to go. Don't get discouraged if you have to run a few more plays on your next drive.
McManus's point after is good, and it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Here's Dante Pettis on the return. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape, up past the 30. The Giants ready to go to work on offense, and leading them out, their third-year quarterback from Duke, Daniel Jones.
And the tendency for most of these guys is to want to match things right away because they have a lot of confidence in their talent too. They just saw a big strike against their team, and you know they're thinking to themselves,
Jones in trouble here, and down he goes. Bradley Chubb. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. And he'll take this one up over the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Broncos going dime. 2 extra defensive backs for third down.
playing pass all the way.
Now Jones. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. Call it a pickup of 3, and also now likely a punt on their opening drive.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the third down play was, the down and distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3-and-out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure he didn't give up much run after catch.
And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. A great return there of 22 yards. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. From midfield, here's Brady. That's complete, Okurebuna. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. They fake the handoff. Now Brady. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3. It's a 1st down and more for Gordon. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And he'll finally be taken down at the 18. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a 1st down. Into the red zone, it's Brady. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Tyree Cleveland there to make the grab. And the Broncos will extend their lead. So a good start to the campaign so far for them here in week 1.
Yeah, all the things that you dreamed about in April and May and that you worked on in July and August, getting ready for this game, it's all coming together so far.
Extra point from McManus is good. And it's now 14-0. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Pettis now on the return. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. So the Giants getting the football back here for their second drive. And a first half that really has not been kind to them. A late opportunity here to maybe make some inroads on this deficit before half.
And this drive's going to go a long way towards telling us whether they actually have a chance to come all the way back in this game or not.
He was looking for his tight end there, Kyle Rudolph. And now it's second down. Throwing Jones. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Draymond Jones just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
And this offensive line, as we all remember, allowed 50 sacks last year, tied for the second most in the NFL. They vowed new techniques, a few new players, but so far, not quite getting it done.
After that sack, 3rd and long, tough spot for Jones and the Giants. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? Call it a gain of 4, but not enough. The punt team going to need to be summoned here on 4th down. This first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Hamler now on the return. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome back to football, everybody. We've got a full slate of 16 games here to start the new season. So let's take our first trip around the NFL. We begin with a couple of teams that met up last season in the divisional round of the playoffs.
All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the 3rd. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. Pettis now on the return. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Giants about set to go to begin this 3rd quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Second down, here's Barkley again. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Back to throw. Jones. Jones in trouble here, and down he goes. Draymond Jones picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
I'd say it's not panic time yet, but let's be honest about it. Empty possession here, not what you're looking for when you're down a couple of scores.
Absolutely not. Trying to start the second half off on the right foot. Unfortunately, going to give the ball up. And the Giants send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And returning it, here's Hamler. Fighting his way through contact. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because...
And the pass is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy. Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Broncos are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead.
Partner, they had a good lead as they went in at the half, and they came out here in the second half and found a way to extend it. I love their consistency. Don't worry about what they said at halftime. This seemed like a team that was ready to play 60 minutes, and while this game is far from over, I love their approach.
McManus's point after is good, and that makes the score 21-0. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Pettis now on the return. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes, if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you've got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Looking for his tight end Rudolph, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Extra point from McManus is good, and that makes the score 28-0. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. Pettis now on the return. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Now on the return here, we've got an injured player down there. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week 1 because they have not been particularly... He tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. And the offense is going to get the ball back. After all that, heck, it'll be a first down. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but if the other team doesn't get it, that's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Looking to throw. Jones. Jones has just thrown his 3rd interception. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And he will take it across midfield and down to the 45. For this defense, CD, that's kind of the icing on the cake here as we get to the end of this one.
And didn't you feel that they weren't just going into total prevent there? You know, they had the lead, and sometimes you fall back and you lose your aggressiveness. Not in this case. They were still making a play on the football, and look how that one turned out. They may have salted this one away.
He'll get that complete to Alberto. Not much there, only a yard.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
There goes a deep ball, end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down. And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on third down. On play action, it's Brady. 20. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. What a difference a year makes so far, at least. These guys last place in their division a year ago. Looking like they're going to move to 1-0 right now.
Not really unusual in the NFL, though, is it? Because we always talk about every year, 8-8 is kind of the baseline for everyone, plus or minus. And we've seen many teams go from worst to first. I know it's 1 week, but still, they're starting to think to themselves, we've got a chance this season.
McManus's point after is good, and the lead will swell by 1 more. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Dante Pettis now from his end zone. And he returns this to the 22. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To throw again. Jones connects with Slayton. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. Now we've got whistles, and the man slow to get up here is Jones. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Brady going to look to throw. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy. And this is incomplete. Oh, that looked like a sure 6 points. But he could not get that to stick. And that is a golden opportunity wasted there. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Play action. Now it's Brady. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. That time he was looking for Jerry Judy, and it's 3rd down. Brady. Throw caught by Cleveland. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 14 yards there and a Denver 1st down. So this one will wind up a Denver victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form.